Hey everyone, my name is DOJO MOJO. I'm sure most of you are already aware of the August 2020 Samsung Unpacked event that announced many new devices, but one particular device that caught my eye was the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2. An extremely long name, I know. It got me pondering about the current direction of the smartphone industry and whether folding phones or foldables are the future of smartphone technology. So today I hope to share with you my opinion on whether foldables are the future of smartphone gadgetry or just some super expensive, completely impractical and gimmicky tool that serve no purpose other than to act as status symbols for when you're out in the public. Are foldable phones the future? In my opinion, I think they'll appear as such and continue to capture the public's attention for the time being, but further down the line, they'll be nothing more than niche tech or completely out of style for many consumers. Let me elaborate. When examining the technological differences between the 2019 Samsung Galaxy Fold and the 2020 Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2, I swear that name's longer than the King James Bible, you'll notice some key differences in the hinge and protective layers of the interior folding display, the material of the exterior, the augmented cover display size, and whatnot. So it's clear that this new form factor is evolving and arguably improving with time. But these phones are still very expensive and extremely fragile despite recent hardware updates. And while that's completely normal for any novel first generation technologies, just look at the price of the Google Glass when that thing launched, I still think that people will be wary of buying foldables for the meantime. My prediction is that in the future, something else will take the smartphone market by storm and will drive personal computing technologies into a new direction altogether. Possibly the rumored Apple Glass, but that's for another video that you should definitely subscribe for if you want to watch it early. Anyways, this future form factor, whatever it may be, will remain the industry norm for a couple decades, maybe more, and foldable phones will likely be perceived as niche products or out of style because of how errant they are from the industry norm. This is just my opinion based on my observations of current trends, so remember to take this with a grain of salt as these predictions are prone to change with new developments. So that's pretty much how I think things will turn out further down the line. I'm not sure if foldable phones will provide the majority of the smartphone market a reason to make the switch, a reason other than a larger screen and improved multitasking. I know that Huawei's kind of pushing the bounds of what's really possible with foldable phones with the Huawei Mate XS, in particular the ability to use the main camera array for both main camera and selfie camera photography. But I see that there's a lot more that needs to be done to really make these phones more mainstream. For one thing, the price of the foldables themselves have to drop if there is to be appeal to the wider market. No one's gonna buy into the idea unless there's a convenient way in. However, I'd like to mention that this part of the process will result from many years of increasingly efficient production and strides in material science that make producing foldable OLED displays and intricate mechanical hinges more economical, thus reducing the retail price of these phones. So no one should expect the cost of foldables to be any cheaper than they are today for another 1 to 3 years. Another thing that should happen is the provision of something of value to the user other than you have a larger display with a foldable phone. Or multitasking is so much easier now with this foldable phone, you know? I think it's a repetitive marketing ploy that doesn't instill consumers with any real incentive or desire to purchase a phone of this caliber. While looking for opinions on the day-to-day benefits foldable phones should provide to consumers, I came across an article from Computer World that basically said that foldables exist for no other reason than to lend credibility to the point that the companies making foldables are quote-unquote innovative, novel, revolutionary, pushing the bounds of what's possible, forward-thinking, etc., to really make them stand out from the rest. The columnist who wrote the article provides a couple examples of how companies like Motorola overhyped the 2019 Motorola Razr, a phone that's technically kinda sorta a contemporary flip phone, and then coming announcement time failed to impression the press with the true feel for the Razr's utility and rather circumscribed their time with the phone and also barely made it available for end consumers down at the retail level. He also talks about how Samsung overhyped their foldable, the 2020 Galaxy Z Flip, but then restricted tech reviewers' time with the phone to 24 hours. Any person well versed in smartphone tech knows that using a phone for only 24 hours is simply not enough time to give a reasonable impression let alone a full review of a smartphone. In case you aren't catching on, foldables are meant to be luxurious, futuristic products that are captivating on the outside, but completely wrought with errors, mishaps, and faulty parts on the inside. The companies get the credit for being innovative when in reality they've captured an opportunity to improve their public perception. I believe that this notion may not be too far off from what the ulterior motives of big multinational corporations like Huawei and Samsung, the conspicuous major players in this new field, and is completely reasonable considering that foldables have no real practical advantage over the ruling form factor in my opinion. Again, this is all just speculation and my own thoughts on the matter, so take my speech with a grain of salt. Of course, with a topic as controversial as this, I suspect y'all have varying opinions on this, so make sure to leave them in the comment section below. I'd love to hear them. That's all for today, folks. If you really like this video, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video with others interested. Don't forget to check out some of my other videos I have on the channel for your entertainment in this bewildering quarantine and possibly school year. Speaking of quarantine, make sure to stay safe if you're venturing outside. As far as I'm concerned, the pandemic isn't over. You should definitely be attentive to new information about the Rona when you can. This is your boy DOJO MOJO signing out.